Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Agri Business Now. We have another interesting and educational package for you, and I hope that you can stay tuned. On this evening's program, we'll continue to enlighten you on the Agricultural Produce and Livestock Act. We'll also continue to highlight the work of the Extension and Advisory Services Unit in the Ministry of Agriculture. And students of the Barrouallie Technical Institute are now equipped to prepare seafood. Plus the How to Do segment along with the news and announcements. Stay tuned, Agribusiness Now will be right back.
Water. It is 75% of the Earth's surface, yet it is scarce in some places. It's 70% of our body's mass, yet many do not drink that 8 glasses per day. The forest plays an important part in the water cycle by protecting our watersheds. Water is life. Protect the forest. Preserve life.
Thank you for staying tuned. If you're just joining us, you're watching Agribusiness Now. Many farmers across the nation have fallen victim to the crime of perennial larceny. Noel Bruce, legal advisor to the Farmer Support Company Limited, has been for the past weeks sensitizing you on the provisions outlined in the Agricultural Produce and Livestock Act. He's here with more.
Today, we will examine Section 9, 10 and 11 of the Agricultural Produce and Livestock Prevention of Theft Act 2007. And Section 9 deals with the power to stop and examine. Section 10, the power to request certificate of purchase, etc. And Section 11, the power to arrest and seize. And at the end of it all, we will examine some do and don'ts so that you know how to conduct and to protect yourself as a purchaser and also as a farmer. Now, Section 9 of the Act says, for the purpose of ascertaining whether agricultural produce or livestock is being conveyed on a vehicle or other means of conveyance, a constable may stop the vehicle or other means of conveyance, and upon informing the person in charge of the vehicle or other means of conveyance of his purpose, may examine the vehicle or other means of conveyance or any parcel or package or any kind found in the vehicle or conveyance. This is simply saying that the constable has the right, he has the power to stop a vehicle or any conveyance, be it, as we said, a donkey cart, a bicycle, a hand-drawn cart, a push cart, whatever the conveyance is. The constable has the right to stop, inform you of his purpose, and he can carry out a search of any parcel or whatever you may have on the vehicle or conveyance. And as I said, in a while I will go through some do and some don'ts, so you are protected and you know how to conduct yourself so that you do not fall foul of these sections. Now, Section 10, subsection 1, the power to request certificate of purchase. Where in the course of examining a vehicle or other means of conveyance under Section 9, that is a section we have just read, a constable discovers agricultural produce or livestock, and the constable may require the person in charge of the vehicle or other means of conveyance to produce a certificate of purchase or receipt referred to in subsection 5, or to give proof of ownership of the agricultural produce or livestock in his possession. The previous program, we discussed the issue of the certificate of purchase, and we looked at the different elements, what is necessary when transacting business as a farmer and as a purchaser. So, and we ended by saying that the purchaser should obtain and retain a copy of that purchase. So we in the section 10 is saying that once the constable searched or examined the vehicle or whatever conveyance and discovered agricultural produce, the constable may require the person in charge of the vehicle, even if you may not be the purchaser, whoever is in charge of the vehicle, to produce these documents, whether it is the certificate of purchase or the receipt from the buyer. Now subsection 2 of section 10 says, a person who, on being required to produce a certificate of purchase or receipt or to give proof of ownership under subsection 1 that we have just read, fails to produce such certificate of purchase or receipt or fail to give proof of ownership, shall be required to give an account to the satisfaction of the constable by what lawful means he came into possession of the agricultural produce or livestock. So even if in this section, even if the agricultural produce, you are a farmer and you are transporting produce from your field, the constable can stop your vehicle and ask you question. He may require an answer as to the ownership of the items you are transporting. So it is very important that even if you are not the buyer and you are working with the buyer as in transporting the goods, it is good to have an idea of what is going on. Probably the farmers from whom the produce or the livestock were purchased, or if possible, just for the purposes of transporting the items to its destination, to have on you these documents that we have referred to. Now, if a person, subsection 3, if the person referred to in subsection 1 alleges that he was employed as a driver, carrier agent, or servant to convey the agricultural produce or livestock, he shall be required to give an account to the satisfaction of the constable of the person by whom he was employed and the circumstances of his employment. So if you do not have the necessary documents to substantiate or to authenticate the purchases, and you are the driver of your personal vehicle or whatever conveyance, even if it's, as we said, it's a donkey, you still need to give to the constable a satisfactory explanation of why you have these goods in your possession. And this is important. And it is good that we understand these things, because sometimes we have problems being asked questions. And you may say that I am a lawful farmer, I'm going about my lawful business. But the Act clearly states that gives the officer, the constable, the permission, because he cannot tell whether you are a lawful farmer or not, or if you are transporting goods coming from your farm. So he has the right, in the interest of other farmers, as we discussed in the first program, that the Agricultural Produce and Livestock Prevention of Theft Act is there to help us curb the incidences of agricultural produce being stolen from farmers and livestock.
On last week's program, Marcus Richards, Senior Agricultural Officer and head of the Extension and Advisory Services Unit in the Ministry of Agriculture, outlined the key areas which the unit is focusing on with the aim of developing the agricultural sector. In this segment of the program, he will continue to enlighten us on the work of the unit.
In terms of some of the climate change intervention that we would have had, there is an ongoing project, the Japanese Caribbean Climate Change Project, which we receive valuable support, and that is continuing. So we would have in 2018 established a number of platforms to for irrigation purposes and so on, and there are selected farmers throughout the country, and these would be used as I said, demonstration plots also, so that especially in this dry season we are anticipating that all the work would complete, so at least we would be able to demonstrate the importance of harvesting our natural resources, from the streams, from rain and so on. So that's what we are doing in terms of climate change, and also we have been engaging a number of terraces, mitigating, working along with the research and development division to ensure that areas are stabilized by installing grass barriers and all those measures that are necessary to minimize the loss of our topsoil. We would have worked also with Vincent Fresh, and I think it's very important to flag here the importance of this opportunity where farmers have been able to dispose of a variety of commodities. So for example, we are talking about hot peppers. We have close to 60 plus acres of hot peppers established. We have scythe. We have close to 20 or oscillating in anywhere around 20, 21 acres of scythe. And these are increasing, and these are commodities that are being taken up with great frequency. As a matter of fact, weekly there are purchases. So this is a very good opportunity for our farmers. So we have been working assiduously in this regard, providing the necessary technical support to the farmers. Of course, there is much that couldn't be done, and we are looking at the experiences that we would have gained to in 2019 to improve upon those shortfalls that we may have had, and also to improve on the technical delivery on a whole in that regard. So Vincent Fresh has provided a very good platform for the sales of other commodities and so on. So we have things like parsley. We have a list, so you are free to call us at any one of the station. The numbers, I believe, would be on screen so that you can contact us to get more information on this initiative, and you can also contact Vincent Fresh directly. So we work very closely in that regard because we know market is a serious issue. Of course, it will not be able to take all the... we don't expect everybody to go into these commodities, but you would realize there is a market, and we would guide you accordingly.
On Tuesday 12th and Wednesday 13th March, the Ministry of Agriculture, Rural Transformation, Forestry, Fisheries, Industry and Labor, in collaboration with the Japan International Cooperation Agency, JICA, hosted a two-day workshop at the Barrouallie Technical Institute geared towards commercial preparation of seafood. Alicia Martin, Fisheries Officer in the Quality Assurance and Product Development Unit, outlined the objectives of the workshop.
Part of our work program entails to train students in the utilization of fish and fishery products, and that is part of our reason here at the Barrouallie Technical Institute today. We are working along with our Japanese volunteer and also a sushi chef, Mr. Aka, who today was introducing the children how to break down a tuna into portions, and today the kids will be preparing dishes utilizing the portion that was broken down from the tuna today, along with a starch side and a vegetable side. Yesterday we taught the kids about good personal hygiene and how the importance of this in terms of handling fish correctly.
Ronaldo Harold, Fisheries Officer of the Quality Assurance and Product Development Unit, provided the participants with the requirements for quality fish while encouraging them to utilize the underutilized fish species.
My role was basically just getting the students to know, what is the quality of a fish? How do you determine if a fish is of good quality or bad quality? And most importantly, I really introduced them to the concept of value addition. And in terms of value addition, we did a product which only a few companies or establishments in St. Vincent are currently doing, which is the fillet fish. So we ended up doing the fillet ballahu. And this is the end product here of what the students did yesterday. And this is a product whereas, ballahu is cheap, robin is cheap, jacks is also another cheap species. So, we're trying to get persons to utilize the underutilized species that we have in St. Vincent. So, so that we would not only be exporting fish to grow the sector, but we will also be adding value as another means of improving the fisheries sector.
Paulette Primus Hathaway, principal of the Barrouallie Technical Institute, expressed her gratitude for the opportunity afforded to the students.
Today we are elated to have some team players here with us from the fisheries department and our friend from Japan. These students are excited, and though this activity is in relation to one of their units for the food preparation class, prepare meat and seafood, we really welcome this opportunity because it exposes them to so many different things that they can get into even after training. Bearing in mind that we have a fishing community here in Barrouallie, and sometimes we have so much fish we don't even know what to do with them. So this is a perfect opportunity for them to learn new things and how to prepare fish different ways.
Toshihiro Hiei, liaison for the Japan International Cooperation Agency, expressed his pleasure with the participants for attempting to adapt to one of the Japanese most famous cultural dishes, sushi.
I came here for training, and it's really happy for me to see all of the students are enjoying this program. And today I see the student for the first time eating fish in a form of raw fish or sashimi. And it's really nice to see them eating Japanese cuisines and encountering the new things. And also I appreciate Mr. Aka, chef, who is coming here and giving trainings for the student. And I believe he is one of the top chefs in this country, and he does really delicate Japanese cooking. So I really appreciate him for the effort. And I would love to continue this progress, and I love fish, me love old Vincent.
The participants were grateful for the opportunity to learn how to prepare seafood.
I hope to be a professional chef in the near future. I plan to move to Dubai to further my culinary education. I am happy to be here. I am happy to be a part of the Bartech Institute.
For me, so far it's been a really interesting journey. I mean, when I first started here at the school at the Institute, I didn't really have any intentions or actually saw it in myself to be a chef or a cook. But as time progressed and as I chose my subject, commercial food prep, and as time progressed, I grew this kind of love and fire that built inside me, this passion for food, for presenting food, for providing great service to people.
The experience taught me a lot. For when I become a chef, I have my own business. For example, I didn't know how to fillet a fish, and yesterday I learned how to fillet a fish properly.
I learned how to fillet fish and how to take out the inside bone, and I hope I will learn things again.
Today we had a breakdown of a tuna. We had some sashimi as well, so it's fun in terms of them gaining the knowledge of a new type of industry. As known there isn't any sushi restaurants in St. Vincent, this could be a great avenue for them. Being that this is Barrouallie, most of them are from the Barrouallie area and the leeward side, the coastal areas. Fish is in abundance, right? So this is great knowledge for them.
For me, this is really, really good because when my students start out and you tend to ask them why they chose this subject and why they want to get into the industry, a number of them want to become chefs, they want to go to sail, you know, they want to open their own businesses doing cooking. And so, I mean, fish is all around us and it is even healthier than chicken. So it's really nice for them to get this exposure and see different ways to prepare fish. And hopefully they could start their own little small business doing fillet fish, vacuum packing and everything else that they were taught yesterday.
We will be heading on over to the How to Do It Yourself corner where you will learn how to fillet fish. I'm sure you wouldn't want to miss this one, so stay tuned.
Did you know that the OECS Agriculture Competitiveness Project, otherwise known as AgriCom project, has been officially launched?
Well, it was. And the project aims at enhancing access to markets and sales for competitively selected farmers and fisher folks.
But to access funds, you must be part of a productive alliance.
So what is a productive alliance, you ask? It's a business arrangement between farmers and or fisher folks on one hand, and on the other hand, aggregators. Aggregators can be cooperatives, lead farmers, or marketers and agro-processors.
The project provides matching grants to a productive alliance. A minimum of 10 farmers or fishers and an aggregator, such as a lead farmer, a cooperative, marketer, or an agro-processor.
Farmers and fisher folk in Productive Alliance can receive up to $8,000, while the aggregator, lead farmer or fisher, cooperative, marketer, or agro-processor can receive up to $120,000. For more information, please contact Ministry of Agriculture, Richmond Hill at 456-1410 or 456-1111, extension 311 or 321, or email agricomsvg@mail.gov.vc.
Welcome back. You are watching Agri Business Now, and we are into the How to Do segment where you are going to learn how to fillet fish. It's easy to do.
Let's learn how to fillet fish. Let's begin by removing the scales and fins. Firmly slide the knife along the side of the body of the fish so that only the scales are removed. Remember to angle the knife in a way that it does not damage the flesh of the fish. We only want to remove the scales and fins. Make a deep cut directly behind the gill, almost halfway through. Once this is complete, using the backbone as your guide, begin slicing towards the tail with a steady hand. Repeat with the other side so that the flesh is completely removed from the body of the fish. Remove any excess pieces of bone which may be left on the portion of flesh. Make a deep cut down the center of each side to remove the strip of bone. Once we are complete, our finished product should have the appearance of a butterfly.
Here are the news and announcements.
The Farmers Support Company Limited, FSC, would like to remind all farmers who would have received loans from the company for the production of various commodities and are delinquent in your loan repayments to settle outstanding balances immediately. Payments can be made at the Farmers Support Company office at the Ministry of Agriculture's headquarters, Richmond Hill, Kingston, or at the Bank of St. Vincent and the Grenadines at account number 201090. That's 201090. The public and importers of animal and animal products, including wildlife, are hereby notified that the importation of all animal and animal products, including wildlife, require a valid import permit from the Animal Health and Production Division of the Ministry of Agriculture. This permit must be accompanied by an original export health certificate from the country of origin. Please note that the importation of pet birds is strictly prohibited. Items arriving without these documents will either be returned to the country of origin or confiscated and destroyed under the authority of the Chief Veterinary Officer by order of the Minister. For more information, please contact the Animal Health and Production Division, Ministry of Agriculture, Kingston, St. Vincent and the Grenadines at telephone number 456111, extension 326, or email animalhealthsvg@hotmail.com. The Ministry of Agriculture wishes to remind all cattle farmers of St. Vincent and the Grenadines that the artificial insemination program in cattle is ongoing. We encourage all interested farmers to take advantage of this free service. Insemination can either be done with either beef or dairy crosses.
That's it for another episode of Agri Business Now. Please join us again next week, Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. For more information, feel free to contact us at the Communications Unit within the Ministry of Agriculture at 456-1111, extension 312 or 472, or email us at citumaf2@hotmail.com. Remember, you can view more of Agribusiness Now programs on our YouTube channel, Agribusiness Now St. Vincent, or like our Facebook page, www.facebook.com/agribusinessnow, to get more updates. Until next time, I am your host, Nakita Samuel. Thank you for viewing, and do have yourself a wonderful evening.